Wi-Fi is so bad, you guys. Tell me if you've got any hacks or tips for me. Um, Tried the metal bowl. That was just weird. I can't get a mesh Wi-Fi system. Anything cheaper than that? Do those little things you plug around in all the wall sockets in the house, do those actually do something? Do they amplify the signal accordingly? Let's see. Tell me if the music's too loud or too quiet. But I got some passages and means to explain them today. And yes, I use Chat GPT. I just have the free version, but it's a wonderful thing. I was kind of apprehensive about learning it at first because I'm like, but now it's different than Google. You can ask it multi-part questions, or you could be as fragmented in your own style as you want, and it'll adapt to your learning style. It doesn't always give you the perfect. I mean, it's still in the testing grounds in some ways, but if you and then you come back to the same question, it'll nestle it under little tabs and organize it for you, so you can build on the foundation of all your learning categories. I just use it for music lists. I'm like, I want songs that build up in atmosphere, and then they get more and more crazy and just avant-garde and out there and whirlwindy and progressive as they go. And it's like, okay, it gives me songs in all these genres that fit the description. It was really, really neat to see. I hope you guys are having a nice day, and I hope your New Year's off to a great start. I don't know if you started your resolutions or not. I have bad ADHD, so sometimes goals scare me when they shouldn't. It has like a weird stigma to it, you know what I mean? But here we don't judge. When we start doing panels next week, it's going to be pretty good. But nobody's going to get on panel and start filibustering and just like shoving their belief down someone's throat or saying they know more about any certain passage than the other. It's not a competition. It's not a contest on this channel. I want everybody to just be who they are, but be cool and follow the rules. So far, people have been so respectful on here. I'm blown away. We got all these great people sharing meatloaf recipes in the chat, building each other up. And of course, I used to have a much bigger channel, and I had to start over in the algorithm. But here, I'm getting all this insight and all these inspiration from my friends on here, and they're pushing me to different categories to try new things and to be bolder and stuff. So they're really building me up in Christ and get me some new hobbies going. It's pretty good. Especially since I still don't have a car. I'm going to save for some type of an electric bike, like an adult tricycle, but like a cool kind, if there is such one. I don't know. With a big basket in the front and the back for my groceries and stuff. So that'll be really a godsend if I can get that. But the BioLife thing is stretching out. Oh, I didn't tell you guys the funny story. My white blood cell count was low, so I had to regenerate it over the course of 3 months. So I missed out on major money during that time, and I was really struggling to find food to eat. My food stamps didn't renew. It was really bad. So I finally get to that point, and I'm like, oh, I forgot what story I was telling. Dang nabbit. Oh yeah, they said something's wrong. Somebody hijacked the plane, and all the blood samples were stolen, because I had to go and give a blood sample in order to be able to qualify to donate plasma again, which I get paid for. But they limit you to twice a week, and stuff. And then they have little referrals. If you tell a friend, you get $100, like little incentivizers like that. So I'm like, okay. So then I go in to get my second sample, and then they call me back a week later, and they go, oh, I'm sorry. This one was the coolant wasn't refrigerated properly, and your sample was rendered unusable. I'm like, oh man, who's handling these samples? Is it Mr. Bean? And she just cracked up. She's like, oh my gosh, I needed a laugh today so much. She's like, thank you so much that, you have a sense of humor. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know that you guys bend over backwards to make us all feel comfortable in here, and you guys aren't spiteful or vindictive or whatever. You don't have an agenda. So we both had kind of a laugh at that, but she thought I was going to yell at her, because I'm sure they got a lot of people that lost patience. So long story short, that delayed me another 4 weeks total, because each time I had to wait a week, and 4 different problems with my blood sample. So I'm going to go and give it tomorrow and just pray that it works. And then I can make a teeny tiny little bit of money, and I can get my headset mic so I can play electric guitar and sing. I used to have the lapel mic on my iPhone, but the technology is old and it bit the dust too. So Last time I tried to get into my closet and move my stereo, my speaker smashed my iPhone 8 Plus, but it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to get some insurance on it, and I got a new 16. Not a Plus, I just got the regular. I had to decide, I was like, because the regular now is as big as the Plus used to be, if that makes sense. And the other one was just a little more heavy. It looked cooler, and I guess it had a better refresh rate and some other camera improvements. But I'm like, nah, as far as practical day-to-day use, this is great. It stores all my notes, all my videos and pictures, and then some. And I have like AirDrop on my computer, so it's auto transfer. Any note I make on one device, it automatically appears on the other one, and it's so good for my organization. Like, if I need to make a quick note to myself and I know it'll be out of my head, I go scramble before I'd have to scramble for a piece of paper and just like it's the pen's out of ink and all this other stuff. Well, now you can just dictate it in a pinch and get back on track. So such a blessing. All right, let's talk about it. So on the spectrum, I know this is for people that are somewhere on there, and a lot of us are, especially on YouTube. No offense to us, and are dealing with a hard situation or coming out of the fire, And I qualify on both of those things, and I just want to give some piece of my time to you guys that's valuable in some way. But I feel self-conscious because my meds were off for so long, and all of last year I wasn't able to learn a single thing. I was so spastic and so unfocused. I was losing channels and getting copyright strikes left and right, and I didn't know why. I have a hard time following the rules and reading between the lines or interpreting my behavior in other people's eyes. And so I'm not for everybody's taste, but I try so hard to be perfect, and I'm the best friend anyone can have on here. Everyone knows I'm great behind the scenes. I give you guys whatever you need. And people and women especially, they tell me all their secrets on here, and I wouldn't betray them for all the money in the world, because that's not something that everyone gets to have a piece of. So I want to give a little something back to you guys, even though this channel isn't doing that good. It's better to stick to one or two interests per channel, because it helps in the algorithm and it helps with the viewer support. And yeah, I'm gonna have to make peace with my multiple interests and not like condemn myself right out of the gate, because usually I'll be like, you jack of all trades, master of none. No, it's annoying. Other people, it's so easy to prioritize and take the thing they're best at and just put it before them and just work on it. Me, I'm just back and forth all the time. So here we have Philippians 1:6. I am confident of this, for the one who began a good work amongst you will bring it to completion by the day of Jesus Christ. Now, what does that mean? Paul's confidence is resting entirely in God and not on his own being, not on his ability to persevere. Salvation from regeneration to glorification is God's work alone. While sanctification may look slow, uneven, or obscured by weakness and struggle, God's purpose cannot fail. What God sets in motion can't be undone. And we have to lower our pride, because we're not supposed to understand everything here on earth. And that's what I try to... what we can interpret is, we can just dig in and learn as much as we can, but we're not necessarily supposed to have it all revealed to us. That wouldn't make sense. Then we'd be like God, godlike. Where was I? This verse is a cornerstone of the perseverance of the saints. True believers will endure because God preserves them. Human inconsistency does not cancel divine faithfulness. For those battling with ADHD or depression, autism, this verse is deeply assuring. Spiritual security is not based on mental clarity, emotional stability, or disciplined performance, but on God's unchanging commitment to finish what he started. So let's say you have something that you might consider a flaw. Does that mean God has it in for you since the beginning of time? I don't know, but it's hard to, because in the world's eyes, that's the only challenge we face. People can judge us based on little things that they think they see or whatever, and get the wrong impression. Until you really walk a mile in somebody else's shoes, you have no idea. You know what I mean? Like when I was a little kid, I thought the worst thing I would ever do would be step on a bug by accident. But then I started lying and sneaking in raunchy music into the house. You know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? So we really have to be on our toes. But someone the other day was like, I don't want to be a Christian. And you guys are so dry and boring. You have to give up everything. Then why are we always smiling? And it's not that, it's a way simplified viewpoint. God changes in your heart and works in it over time so that you find value in other things. But that's a very not materialistic, whatever. Um, there's some group of Christians that believe you can't have any fun no matter what. I just don't know what the doctrine or the name of it is. But you know what I'm talking about. It's like the Amish people almost. I'm not talking trash against them. They have their own convictions. But no, I mean, he created so much stuff for our enjoyment. There's only 10 commandments out of a million options in life. That's one way to look at it. You know, and a lot of things can fall under those 10 categories, and they have a little subcategory maybe. But there's a lot of gray areas he gave us in life, you know, to express ourselves and to enjoy life. But then he gives us weird struggles that don't make sense, that seem to come out of nowhere. It's like, well, how is this shaping me? How is this helping build my character? And maybe he'll let us know later, maybe not while we're on this earth, and maybe not even in heaven. He doesn't owe us anything. He doesn't even owe us salvation. It's hard to grasp. But he knows every hair on our head. He knows all the animals by name and everything about them, you know. When a bird dies, he's right there with them. I wonder what that verse is. Maybe it's coming up here. So we got Isaiah 40. Chapter 40, verses 28 through 31. Have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. Wow. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the faint and strengthens the powerless. Even youths will faint and be weary, and the young will fall exhausted. But those who... Oh no. What the heck? It got cut off, and it says ChatGPT is not required to provide this type of content. I was on a roll, or God was on a roll, rather. But yeah, you can ask me anything. I'm here for you guys. I miss my big channel, and I whine about it sometimes, so catch me if I'm a little redundant. Oh, because I wanted him to give the John MacArthur exact explanation from his study Bible, and they said that's a copyright issue. They said we could summarize it for you, but then they just did 2 verses and left me on my own. So God's infinite strength is contrasted with human weakness in this verse. MacArthur highlights that Israel's discouragement came from assuming God was tired or inattentive, and Israel corrects this by emphasizing God's limitless power and wisdom. Human exhaustion is expected, divine exhaustion is impossible. Strength is given only to those who recognize their weakness. Waiting on the Lord is not passive. It means trusting God's promise instead of personal ability. Application. God does not empower self-reliance. He empowers dependence. So 2 Corinthians 4, 16, 18, I'll read it, and I have to look it up separately. But the summary is, Paul's refusal to lose heart is grounded in the reality that physical decay and affliction are temporary, while spiritual renewal is continuous. God uses suffering as a means of sanctification, not as punishment. The inner renewal is not emotional relief, it is spiritual strengthening through truth, even while the body and emotions deteriorate. So the only certainty in life is death. But then life is so complex. We got all the animals. I was thinking the other day, I love like huge bulls that can they're super sweet when they're mellow, but they can mow you over like a tank, or they can send you flying 1,000 feet in the air with like nobody's business. But God did that just to blow our minds. He didn't have to give them those attributes, and evolution can't explain why it's so cool. But just think, the seas are teeming with so many little creatures. It's a whole world under the sea. And then all the free roam and giant beasts of the field. It's so humbling. What if you met your demise from a huge beast? That'd be a kind of embarrassing way to go, right? But it's just amazing that that mixture. Like they're cute, but they're scary at the same time, and they're brutal, and they can be docile when they need to, but they're wild animals. They just have the instinct God gave them, built in. All they think about is just food, food, food. God sustains them. How much more will he sustain us? But then it's hard because I'll go through a hard time and I'll be like, well, I don't know. I don't know if any refinement is worth this test, but then I'm like, I didn't ask to be born. There's that. We can hear things described, but until it happens to us, we can't really personalize it, even no matter how sympathetic or empathetic we are to other people, our friends, and whatever. Some of us just have to go through it, I guess. But what else? How this is. So God's sovereignty saves, sustains, and sanctifies. We're in the purpose. He's chipping away in us daily. So it's a purposeful thing, and it's a continual daily thing. Perseverance is guaranteed by God, not by human effort. God actively strengthens the weary. Renewal is ongoing and experiential. I thought it said experimental. Dependence on the Spirit is central. Cool. Wow. They gave me something to chew on here. This is good. Is this working or not? Let me know. Type something in the chat if you guys are here. I can't see. I don't have my contact lenses in. What else? Let's see. Second Corinthians 4:16-18. So we do not lose heart, brethren, even though our outer nature is wasting away, our inner nature is being renewed day by day by day. Then one more for you. Psalm 103:13-14. As Father has compassion for his children, so the Lord has compassion for those who fear him. For he knows how we are made. He remembers that we are dust. That's very comforting. Depression is not a lack of faith. In summary, and ADHD is not some type of moral failure. Struggling to function does not mean God is disappointed in you. What else? That's about it. His sovereign grace, he will begin a good work in which you started. We talked about that. We kind of led with that. You guys got any questions, comments, critiques? I think I want to do this at least once a week. I should do it every day, right? If I have time for it. I think I do. Now I have, with ADHD, you have to be at the intersection where certain things come together, right? There's the time to do it, the ability to do it, and then the motivational juice is the desire to cut through. When you combine those three things, you have something. But I've recently found a really good collaborator, and I don't really get along with men. Most of my friends are women. They just trust me more. I love their better conversations. They're better hobbyists, better listeners, more compassionate, all that stuff. But this is the one guy that I feel like I can trust on here. Don't let me down, boy. But I think he's like a mental health counselor, like legit, you know what I mean? He's got a good thing that encourages different types of discussion, but it's never too cerebral in one sense, but it doesn't insult your intelligence. it's open for a variety of things. You know, sometimes we'll just get on there and talk about our favorite snack foods. Other times we'll get all philosophical when I'm in the mood for that. Seldom, but so him and I are going to do some like a panel or some dancing coming up soon in the week. Keep her tuned in. I might address some things. I might not, but we'll see what's going on. All right, guys. I don't know if I don't even know if that's even audible. That it's so peaceful though. It's helping me talk. It's got to be some focus related thing. There's something to it. I should have known. Usually music's a distraction, but this I could tune out, and while I'm speaking, it helps. It's like a rhythmic type of thing. All right, guys, love you. You guys are so well behaved. I can't believe it. Even the trolls I went over, and that's not just a pat on the back with me. I think that's God working through me. But I do have many flaws I'm trying to work through. I try to be the best every day, but I don't know. I fail sometimes. If I offended anyone this year, I totally apologize for that. I'll more than make it up to you, or if you want me to stay away, that's fine. Some people turn their backs on me, and that's cool too. They associate me with another person, or somebody was trolling with a fake sock account of me or something. I don't know. But I try to be good. Sometimes it backfires. I don't know. Just pray for me, guys, and I will keep you in my prayers. And I wish the best for everybody on here. It's like a one big ongoing failed sitcom, but I do have a heart for everybody on here. I hope they find what they're looking for. Some of us just dig in too deep and spend too much time in here. It gets too. That was me last year. I thought that was all I had to do. I was immobilized. I spent way too much time online. So, yeah. Let me know what topic you want to see me cover next. You got a favorite passage or a Bible story, or you want to come up and share a story of your faith, how you got saved. Maybe we can just do like a testimony Wednesday or some theme like that. I'm getting organized in my mind on my new meds, so I'm going power mad already. No, but now I can actually put some good stuff into motion. So keep sending me your emails. You can hit me up on Discord. I changed my name on there because I had a period after it that I didn't mean to put. It was confusing everybody. But yeah, hit me up, and I'll get back to you pretty soon. I get a lot of emails, but I will get to you. All right, guys.